Hi, this is Jerry Jenkins, and in this video we're going to look at generator functions and a specific thing called send, which has been in generators for a while. So let's look at that. In generators, generators are very nice because you can write a generator function that will generate a sequence, and it does a lazy evaluation. It doesn't generate any numbers in the future, just as you need them. But lately I was doing a project where I needed to modify what the generator was producing. So I needed some way to tell the generator information to modify what it was doing. So let's look at how you can do that. So there's a special thing called send, which we're going to use. And the way you use it, you write your generator. So I wrote a generator here that's supposedly going to do check numbers. So it's going to have a starting number, and that's an optional parameter. And so it's going to just count from I up forever to create a sequence of numbers. So while true, it's going to yield I, and that's what a normal generator does. But in this case, this is a convention, I'm putting that in parentheses, and then I'm assigning skip to the right. This is a special line that you can now tell the generator a parameter, and it passes it to skip. In fact, you can give it a list of parameters and just pick it up as a tuple here. So you can actually have an input into the generator as it's looping and use that to modify the behavior of your generator. For example, you might be doing a game where you're calculating a ship that's going incrementally in a certain direction, and maybe you want to modify it by gravity gradients as it's moving through. So what happens when you get this, if you don't have a modification, it's just going to be none. So this if would fail. So the if skip would be false, and it would go down, and normal behavior would just be add 1. But if you modify it and you pass in a number, it's going to add that. So it's going to skip that many numbers in the sequence. So let's try it out. So we're going to create a sequence 1 from this generator. And then we're just going to print what the generator does for a few times. So we're going to print sequence 1, and we'll just repeat that 3 times. And then we're going to send a value. So the send a value, you say the name of your generator that you've created, dot send, and let's say skip 2 numbers. And then we'll output 3 more things in the sequence. And let's try it out. So we'll hit run, and you can see it generates the first 3 numbers, 1000, 1001, 1002, and then it skips 2 to 5. So you see how we modified the sequence. And if we didn't do the send and we run it, it would just behave normally. Now you can also use a sequence in a loop. So you can also modify that. So for I in sequence 1, print I. Now this would normally never end, so let's just do a test here. If I is greater than 1050, remember it starts at 1000, then let's break out of the loop. So let's try this and run it. And you can see it goes from 1000 up to 1051, so it gives us up to that. Let's do at 50, just to clean things up. Okay, now let's modify it. So let's suppose we don't want any unlucky numbers. So the skip applies to the next generated number. So if the number we're about to print ends in 13, we don't want it. So we want to eliminate the numbers that are 13 and just skip over those. So we'll do is say if the string 13 is anywhere. Actually, let's just take out anything with 13 in the string. If we convert the number I, then we're going to skip that. Let's see, sequence 1 dot send the skip value of 1. So now we'll run it again, and we'll see we have nothing that has, oops, it didn't work, 12, 13. Oh, we skipped 14, so we have to change this to 12. The one before, as I was saying, and there we go. So that should run fine. So we have here, it gets the 12, it skips to 14, and I think that was the only 13 we had in here that was possible. So there you have, this is how to use send to pass in parameters into the generator function you write, and hope you enjoy this. Please subscribe to my channel. You'll see an icon in the lower right to do that, and you'll receive notifications when I post new videos. Thank you.